undeniably, time management is associated with how you process hair loss. That's a fact. And I alone invented that idea. I created that. Now granted, I'm obsessed with not hair loss, but instead emotional intelligence, overcoming problems from within, right? That's what I'm actually all about, not about hair loss. But as I have recently stumbled upon this concept of unskilled behavior, which if you haven't watched my first video on that, you need to. That's one of the most important videos I've made all year. Even if people will not appreciate it, there's so much truth that I injected it with a syringe into that one video, about that first one about unskilled behavior. So this is a follow-up. I want to talk about time management. As I've studied unskilled behavior, I have seen language used in reports and PDFs that I've seen, all these things, talking about how people who deal with unskilled behavior have time management issues. And it goes back to my videos. I have said before that some people are so obsessed with hair loss, they're going to throw their money at the perceived problem, they're going to spend time worrying about it, and they're going to burn a lot of energy on it as well. But I specifically want to focus on time, because ultimately the way you spend your money, time, and energy on something shows something about your value system, doesn't it? And even the things you talk about reflect something about your value system. Well, Nick, you talk about hair loss all the time. Yes, but I make money from the ads, so I keep talking about it. It's funny how many people are in denial, my actual motive in running this channel. So you spend time, money, and energy on the things that you value, is what you do, right? Which means that I value making money on the side, which is why I talk about hair loss, to feed your obsession. So time management though, let's talk about that, okay? If you have unskilled behavior, you do not have the life experience to process and deal with a perceived problem such as hair loss, if you don't have that life experience and therefore that confidence in knowing how to process and deal with it, you're also predictably going to be really not that great at managing your time. It's a connection that I've made. It's true. Here's the easiest way I can prove it. If you've got so much time to worry about hair loss that you're willing to watch 2 or 3 of my videos every day, and not only that, but then to leave a comment throwing tomatoes at me, telling me how bad my videos are, let's think about that for a moment. That means that the person who has the time and energy to do that doesn't have time to do more important things. Now, what I'm not saying is people who watch my videos and accept the truth, they are actually showing that they have good time management skills, because they realize, okay, look, I want to overcome this. I'm watching Nick's videos. I have an open mind to what he's saying, and I'm learning from it, and I'm growing from it. See, that's good. That's good time management. That's what is the essence of Nick Shell. The identity of Nick Shell is having good time management skills. Because I do that myself. I watch YouTube videos when I need to learn how to do something. I learn from it, and then I move on with my life. Okay? But there are people who are truly obsessed with hair loss. They have the unskilled behavior, and what happens to them? They watch every video I make, they give it a thumbs down, and then they tell me how bad the video is. And these are the same people who will announce that they're unsubscribing, and then afterwards they keep watching videos and keep commenting anyway. They have poor time management skills. Isn't it so obvious to you the way it's so obvious to me? If you have issues accepting hair loss as part of your masculinity and your identity, you're going to have time management issues in general. You're going to spend so much time obsessing over this. It's simply, if nothing else, reduce it to poor time management, right? Because if you see a perceived problem, you're going to find a way to try to fix it somehow or another and then move on. Just like last week, I dealt with my contacts. I couldn't put the contacts in. I wanted to be able to wear contacts because usually I'm wearing glasses most of the time when I'm not shooting these videos, but I tend not to wear glasses because at least when I'm shooting at night, there's so much of a glare from the selfie cam, which isn't so obvious right now. But, you know, what did I do? I watched YouTube videos, I processed it, and ultimately I realized that I'm okay wearing glasses to begin with. I don't really mind them at all, actually, and I think they actually help enhance my my identity and help reinforce this idea that I'm an intelligent guy. Though, bam, how many thumbs? I earned 7 thumbs down by saying that just now, because they're like, Nick, you're an idiot, you're dumb. 7 thumbs down I earned just then from saying that, from implying that I'm possibly intelligent. Now, I'm intelligent when it comes to psychology, science, math, not so much. But as part of being a confident man and a masculine man, I know what I'm good at and I know what I'm bad at. And I make those parts of my identity. I don't dwell on the things I'm bad at, but I acknowledge them. And the things that I'm good at, I build my identity on that. So, there we go. Time management. In closing, what do I do for a living? Well, Nick, you don't have a life. All you do is make these videos. No. This is my hobby that makes me money. When you are good at managing your money, you have a full-time job and then you have your side hustles. Instead of having a hobby that wastes money, like golf, something stupid like that, wasting money, just throwing money away to something you're not even good at, or wasting my time with sports. Nick Shell doesn't care about sports. I'm not going to waste hours of my weekend sitting in front of a TV watching a game. That's not making me money. Oh, well, you could gamble. Gambling is not a good way to invest your money. A side income like a YouTube channel, 2 of them in my case, plus a blog, plus SEO stuff that I do on the side, makes me money while I'm sleeping. That's something I value. I associate making money while I sleep, in addition to my full-time job, which I get paid good money for. That makes sense to me when it comes to time management. Let's talk about my full-time job before I end this video. I'm good at what I do for a living, which is recruiting, okay? Google that. It's a good field to go into. I am a professional recruiter. So I couldn't be good at it if I wasn't good at time management. Yes, it requires a good understanding of psychology and helping people make decisions, all that good stuff. It takes some salesman skills to it, for sure. However, the most important thing in my career, the thing that I actually make my living from each day when I go to work, is time management. I ultimately have about 20 job openings a day that I've got every day that I'm trying to fill, and often they have multiple positions I need to fill. So I'm advertising and promoting these job openings, then calling the candidates, making sure they're qualified, setting them up for interviews, helping them get through all the paperwork. So there's a lot going on all day, 8 hours a day. That's what I'm doing for a living, okay? So as I'm doing that, if I didn't have good time management skills, there's no way I could survive at what I do. It requires, more so than multitasking, is time management. Knowing that at every minute of the day, I'm going to have lots of important things going on that I need to take care of by the time I leave that day. And also accepting that by the end of the day, I'm not going to necessarily take care of everything, but I have to prioritize all the many important things, all the people who need something from me, and get those most important things done by the time I leave today. And then first thing in the morning, start with the ones I didn't have time for. Time management. I realize that for every 30-minute block of my day, I have an option to make money out of those and to progress my life. But so many people are so obsessed with hair loss, they don't recognize that. And instead they just want to cast all their negative energy on me. They're obsessed with my channel, but they refuse to accept that. So isn't it so obvious to the people who, for the people who do not have the skilled behavior like I do, the people who have unskilled behavior, it's very obvious they're poor time managers. What you care about is associated with how you spend your time, energy, and money. There's no way around it. So, what have we learned? Can we accept that? Time management. Here's how I officially want to end this video. For those of you who are with me, who are on the train to board this concept of skilled behavior, that life experience therefore equals skilled behavior and therefore helps you manage your time, money, and energy better. For those of you who are on board with me, I want to close by saying this. There will always be those among us in the Brotherhood of the Hair Loss, about a third of the people in the comments, who are going to thumbs down and leave negative comments. Always remind yourself, those people thumbs downing this, spending time watching 10-minute videos only to bash it, they have poor time management skills. ultimately because they don't have enough life experience and they're not open-minded enough to actually learn from my videos. Instead, they just want to hurl rotten tomatoes. Ultimately, this is a channel in which we evaluate people who can't deal with hair loss more so than the hair loss itself, and maybe I should make that its own video.